We've got breaking news around the Night of the Seven Kingdoms Game of Thrones spinoff series from HBO. We're going to get into what that news is right now. We've got a director for the first half of season 1, which is Owen Harris. Now, I know we talk about directors all the time, and I probably keep up more with directors than you do. But Owen Harris directed a series from Peacock called Brave New World, which had Alden Ehrenreich in it, who played Han Solo in the Solo movie, which had a cool futuristic world with kind of a wasteland involved as well. The series had promise. There were parts of it I really liked. I certainly thought the directing was good in it. No issues there. But it was on Peacock, and a lot of people don't have Peacock. A lot of things other than like the TV show Friends and other just fall by the wayside on Peacock because people just don't see it. So his name wasn't really out there as some big director after that series, but he's done episodes of the hit series from Netflix, Black Mirror. And the one that I remember is Be Right Back, that had Domhnall Gleeson, who played Hux in Star Wars, the sequel trilogy that nobody wants to see ever again. And so I've seen this director do a lot of material around technology in the future, alternate futures and faith and relationships within that. So he's an interesting choice for Night of the Seven Kingdoms. But, what do you think about, having someone that's done other TV series? Would you rather have had someone that's done movies do this, or do you not pay attention? Is this not that big of a deal to you? What are your thoughts around Owen Harris?
I don't know enough about him. It's with Black Mirror, that was how many episodes did he do in that?
Well, I know he got a lot of acclaim for San Junipero and Be Right Back. So I know those two he did for sure.
But Black Mirror, like every episode was its own thing, right?
Yes, so and they're like Twilight Zone episodes, but they're almost like, I don't know if they could be like an hour long, but there's a lot that goes into them. And you're talking about the production value is very high level.
Well, and that's good that he knows how to handle that. But this is going to be a show that takes place consecutively. There's no every episode matters, ties into the next one. Yeah, I don't know enough about him to be excited. Or
here's what's interesting: he's directing 3 episodes from Night of the Seven Kingdoms, and that is half of the first season. So they announced the season 1 will be 6 episodes. What are your thoughts around that? If each episode is around an hour.
Now, is this a book that's been finished?
So there are novellas, and this will cover the Hedge Knight. So for those that don't have the books, you can start with this right here.
You think 6 episodes will get that though?
I do.
Oh, wow.
If they're about an hour or more each, yeah, I think that they can cover the main beats of the first.
I mean, as long as they can do a job that feels where it doesn't feel rushed in that time, I'm fine with that. But
again, it'll feel rushed if the writing is not good.
Yeah,
you've got to pick your spots, right? And you've got to. I like having a tight story, but I don't like it being rushed to where someone doesn't know how to write a tight story.
I'm
right?
curious, just how many. This will be the third spinoff, and I hope it's good.
Yeah, they also changed the title. They originally they said the Hollywood Reporter also called out that it was originally called Night of the Seven Kingdoms, the Hedge Knight, and they've dropped the Hedge Knight part of it, and so that may tell me that they're going to incorporate some other things than just what was all in the Hedge Knight, and so I think he's done so much. Owen Harris did the series Troy Fall of the City, the Twilight Zone, the modern Twilight Zone, and he's also got another Peacock series called Mrs. Davis. All these things have gotten good reviews critically, but again, they're on like Peacock. A lot of people don't see this content because Peacock is not one of the 3 or 4 main streaming providers that people have or talk about having. So.
Is HBO Max though right now? I don't know if it is. Is it? That's what Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
Night of the Seven Kingdoms. He's finally going to be on a major streaming provider and cable. So you're going to be getting eyeballs. I think this series is going to get 17 to 20 million eyeballs for the first episode because
I don't know.
House of the Dragon was more than that.
I don't think it'll be as big as House of the Dragon though.
So I predict this has got a big following. This is. I'm going to go ahead and say that of all the Game of Thrones, Song of Ice and Fire books, this is my favorite.
Really?
From George R. R. Martin. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think the casual fans are going to latch onto it as much?
If it's written well enough. The story's there. For people that know who Duncan the Tall is and Aegon or Egg, this is a great story of these characters going throughout Westeros. And then it leads into the Blackfire Rebellion, the Targaryen battles with inner family, with the different squabbles amongst who is illegitimate and who has a right to be on the throne, that type of thing, the rebellion. So I think it's a great story. I mean, they've cast Peter Claffey as Duncan, and they've cast the child Dexter Soul Ansel as Aegon. And so, to me, I think the opportunity is there for this to be a really great show. And this director does have a pedigree, and it's going to be executive produced by Ron Condell, House of the Dragon, who's earned trust because he's done such a great job. And so, the news of the day is we've got a director for at least the first half the season locked in, which means they're filming in June. They got to be ready to go. And
it's crazy that they can't get one guy to do 6 episodes, though. They're going to have to do 2 different directors for that.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what the thinking is behind that, but I am surprised that it's 6 episodes. We have 8 for House of the Dragon season 2, and
it's a smaller story, though, isn't it?
It's a more contained story.
Oh.
Yeah, and so, and again, one of the things you talk about ratings, House of the Dragon, according to the Hollywood Reporter, generated 29 million viewers per episode. 29 million.
Yeah.
So that's a smash hit.
Yeah.
Coming off of all the disappointment from the end of Game of Thrones, Ron Condell deserves a lot of credit for this. And the fact that he and George R. R. Martin are fully behind this. And I like the casting they've done so far. They didn't put a name actor as Duncan the Tall. So when you see Dunk, that person is Dunk. Just like when you saw Jon Snow for the first time.
Well, they've done that on all their
these actors, for better or worse.
No.
When you see them, that's who they're going to be the rest of their life.
Right.
That's just it is what it is. So wanted to bring that to you because we're going to be covering all things Night of the Seven Kingdoms, especially as we get into the premiere of House of the Dragon season 2. Are you excited for Night of the Seven Kingdoms? Are you surprised that they're only going to have 6 episodes in the first season? What are your thoughts around it? While you're letting us know your thoughts and leaving a comment, make sure to smash that like button, hit the notifications bell for future content, and most importantly, if you like our Game of Thrones content, our videos around Westeros and other videos, do us the biggest favor and hit subscribe so we can continue to grow our channel and TCB.